The God's, I'm going to tell y'all the God's honest truth. This is God's honest truth. God told me this. Yeah, God told me this personally in my motherfucking ear. Not your ear, but my ear. I was sitting there just thinking about mad random other shit that other people don't think about that makes me smarter and more like prophetic and trans. What's that way with the T to say like you could predict shit, like you a psychic. Yeah, more psychic than, not psychotic, but psychic than you, all that type. Yeah, right. I'm sitting there, and then God came like, booed my son. I'm like, what up, son? What's good? I'm like, who the? Cause I wasn't scared, but I'm like, who the fuck done creeped up on me? I'm slipping, and it was God Almighty Himself. I swear, I'm telling you niggas, no fucking lies.
Born in the 80s, crack baby.
This really fucking happened. Then God said to me, these hoes be lying. Not fucking around. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He didn't say that to me, right? God said to me, you different. You a bit more understanding. And these hoes be lying. No, he didn't say that to me. What he really said was, it's your job, boo, to motivate and inspire the world before I, God, all motherfucking mighty, pull up to this bitch and set it afire and only let Sexy Red and her children survive. He ain't say that, but it was a lot of different shit that got said. A lot of some shit I said was true, some shit I said wasn't true. You be the judge, right? But God did say that to me.
You tell me, good. Peanut butter jelly, good. Peanut butter jelly. There she go, the lady of my dreams.
But look, so check it, right? So look, I'm gonna play this audio. We're gonna take it back a little bit. So when Cam and them niggas was saying that Melyssa Ford sucked Ice-T, topped them all, did whatever she did in the bathroom for $2,000, I'm like, so what? So what? So what? So what? Your grandmother did that too. You know your grandmother did that shit, man. That's wrong. You know your fucking grandmother did that shit. Fuck wrong with you, bro? Yo, bro, that's some wild shit that people be on. We do focus in on sex a lot, right? But, and she never said yay or nay. But she is highfalutin. Boo, how dare you say that? What does that mean? Does that mean that you need to be? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, so when I say how, I be like, yo, you ain't even understanding. So maybe it's a persona. Maybe it's for the content. But I had a crush on Melyssa Ford. I was locked up. Like, I was out in the streets for a lot of her career. When niggas watched the music videos, I always thought she was a cooker. And like, I was locked up with the King magazines. I was like, oh, she was So I assumed that she sucked wow. I assume that she like fuck just Ice-T. I assume that you know me. I don't know shit, but I assume that she did what she did. Square biz. It's a lot of chicks that don't mind sucking dick. That's a part of the thing. They don't give a fuck. They like sucking dick. Like, it's real niggas in the world that like eating pussy. Bitch ain't that ask a nigga. Nigga just want to eat the bitch. Some could be, some people might be pleasers, bro. Like, it's natural, right? Nah, boo, that ain't. It's what happens. Okay, cool. It's what happens, right? I don't think that eating pussy is new. Y'all think niggas wasn't eating pussy from the beginning of understanding that, okay, this is how, I might. Especially when niggas was hungry, just learning how to hunt and what they could eat. Some niggas was eating mushrooms and like dying. Because that's how we had to learn what mushrooms we could eat and what mushrooms we couldn't eat, right? What was poisonous, what wasn't poisonous, right? Some niggas had to die for niggas to be like, nah, don't eat those, right? But niggas probably are like, I wonder if I could get nourishment from eating pussy. It don't taste too bad. I think this is quite delectable. And just through the whatever we have started to assume, whatever, right? So, and maybe females thought the same way about dick. Right? But it is bitches that act like they don't suck no dick. It's a weird thing. Like, it's motherfuckers that act like they ain't never did nothing strange for no change. The last topic, we was talking about niggas doing shit strange for change. You might not have wanted Blanche or Martha Stewart, but that's what the fuck you was doing. We don't want to hear that love shit, nigga. We don't want to hear that you loved him. You sucked that nigga dick. Oh, bitch, you sucked his dick because he was lit. The fuck that. Yo, bro, since the beginning of time, the emperor, who got their dick sucked the most in ancient Rome? Some people might say some of them emperors was making everybody do it. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, they mama and they papa, right? Who had all the bitches and was getting their dick sucked and doing all that shit in fucking England and Africa, wherever the fuck you go to? The rich nigga, the poppin' nigga, the lit nigga. The nigga on his way up got the next thing, the roughest nigga, like, it's like a fucking a process and it's like a system of getting your dick, like, you know what I'm saying, who gonna get their dick sucked. Like, let me tell you, right, it been times when it be a chick and niggas be like, oh, you know, niggas trying to get they, and I be like look around and I be like, oh, I like bitch gonna choose me, like I'm the one, like I'm the leader, I'm the most lit nigga, like a bitch gonna say she like me is coming in a moment. She gonna be shutting these niggas down, looking at me. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Yo, we just gonna drop her off, yo. Don't tell niggas this, boo. Got to. So, since how a lot of niggas be doing, right? Then, yo, I'm calling it a night, homies, man. I'm gonna see you niggas. Then you dip them niggas, slide back up on her, and just get the shit rocking. Because she was going to be uncomfortable with them niggas there. So some niggas be like, yo, that's some bullshit, son. We like, bro, hold on a bit. Like, hold on, bro. It's a hierarchy to that shit sometimes. So, like, I'm not interested in pretending that there's no such thing. Right? So what we going to do is we going to, especially in the lane she in,
noticed that I just was like sitting there like my chihuahua, big eyes, S-O.
It's the Planet Fit.
Yo, you can still. Some people not gonna like this. But the one thing I promise is that I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be illogical. Right?
Really, I needed a break.
I'm not going to pull shit out the... I'm just going along with whatever gets said. Let's pay attention. Let's listen.
I need a break from all the energy. There's a lot of people and stuff like that. So I went to the crafty room and nobody was in there. I was like, ooh. And I got like this ponytail.
What she's saying is she went into a room. It was at a video shoot. She went into a room to get a little time to herself because she needed to take a breather.
And I'm wearing this dress that's literally like a condom. It's like it's sucked everything in and it's really, really short. Like, don't sneeze. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like eating some licorice and whatnot. And then this guy comes in the room. I don't know who he is, but you know, he's...
Now, you remember she said, look how she describes her dress.
And he was like, Ma, I wasn't going to touch you. Things about Jadakiss. He really is a gentleman.
She's saying Jadakiss is a gentleman,
back
but we're going to get to the story.
Right.
We had a scene in which everybody wanted me to be very handsy with him. And they wanted the energy returned. They wanted us to kiss. They wanted us to like kind of grope each other. It was like supposed to be very romantic. I was like, I don't know him. And I got a man I'm going home to. So no.
Automatically the assumption of he might have been, because a man could be like, I don't really know homegirl like that, and I'm not trying to go home and deal with that shit for my bitch. Like, this is a music video.
And so I had this
I'm working too.
conversation with him at the car, moonlight and the whole...
You think they went to the rappers every time, like, yo, this is the chick, like, maybe in your mind, or in her mind, she might think that, like, that rapper asked for me. Maybe she don't think it, but she's thinking one-sided, one way or the other.
9. And I was just like, hey, let me just, I'm going to make the video look real, real good, but I need you to keep your hands above the waist and just kind of let me lead. And he was like,
So, and they all go right to me, right? You see, she going, he was like, so wait, she's like, I'm on, but like, what if he was feeling like, I'm not going to do this to her, I'm not going to touch her, I'm not going to, you just saying this to me already because you have preconceived notions of what could happen. But as we know, we kind of not allowed to do that. They call that stereotype. People like, hold on, don't come in here telling me, like, don't, like, you can't give me the job and be like, hey, we don't need your ass in here stealing shit. So, look, I'm going to keep my eye on you, but you keep your eye on yourself because we don't need you in here stealing shit. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you was thinking about stealing shit, don't steal shit because we going to keep account for all this shit. Like, what?
hey, Ma, I wasn't going to touch you. I just, you know, I was like, thank you so much.
Did you not have any experiences where people were disrespectful or like...
One experience that kind of lives with me during that time, it was in the crafty room, craft services. It's where all the snacks are and stuff like that. And it was a video where there was a lot of women on set. There was a lot of movement on set. We were at the Parker Meridian Hotel. We had 2 floors. There was a lot of action going on and stuff like that.
Listen to all the detail. We was at this hotel. We had 2 floors, a lot of action going on, yada, yada, yada.
And I really... I needed a break. I needed a break from all the energy. There's a lot of people and stuff like that. So I went to the crafty room and nobody was in there. I was like, ooh. And I...
Notice when details disappear. Now, if you watch psychologists talk, like when they do like the interviews with like killers and people, like, so whenever somebody is trying to tell you something or somebody is lining you up for a lie, they start to give a lot of details wherever they can. And when they get to the part where they might be misleading or not telling you the full truth, a lot of details disappear and they try to get past that part quick.
I got like this ponytail and I'm wearing this dress that's literally like a condom. It's like, it's
so tight.
Sucked everything in and it's really, really short. Like, don't sneeze. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like eating some licorice and whatnot.
I'm eating licorice. I remember
spice sample.
I remember exactly what I was eating in that moment.
This guy comes in the room. I don't know who he is, but you know, looks like he's part of the entourage. You know, it was a rap video. And then another guy comes in the room. And before I know it, there's about 10 guys in the room and they're circling me. And there's
What do 10 dudes in a room circling you look like? 10 dudes, all of them on the same type of time. Not one of the 10. Not two of the 10. It's like, nah. Y'all wildin'. They're circling you like sharks.
They're starting to touch me. And
touching you. How? Were all 10, were 5, 7 slapping your butt? Did somebody try to squeeze a nip? How did it happen? Because if this really happened, this is serious. I would assume that the average woman might start crying. In fact, I would assume that if you was the average dude and you was just away in a private room trying to get a breather to yourself, right? You ain't think about fucking none of these chicks, and 10 chicks walking in and start circling you and touching you, you might, in some capacity, get emotional about this shit.
And I did not know how to defend myself, or I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I think that women sometimes have a fear of offending or making a bigger deal out of.
When she said that, I could fully understand that. That happens to men and women, right? I could tell y'all in multiple different ways. Say you work for a big company. As we often hear, right? You come up with an idea, somebody who your superior, who could fuck your whole shit up, kind of steals the idea, goes with it, and you in the meeting when he talking about it, and you like, this nigga barely switched it up. He switched it up a teensy bit to make me like, to argue with me probably if I'm like, hey man, I told you that. But I don't want to ruffle the feathers because like, in this way, I might not know how to defend myself. Like, I might not feel like I'm in a position. I don't want to make things too uncomfortable. Maybe he didn't steal it, whatever the case may be. One time, my cousin had a fight with a dude from my neighborhood. My cousin was Crip. The dude from my neighborhood was Blood. I wasn't on the tier, but I heard about it. Dudes told me about it. And my cousin would have beat smoke out of him. But the whole tier was Blood. My cousin was Crip, and he was cool, but as dumb gang shit, like somebody, man, you can't just come in here and nothing happen. You gotta fight. You gotta do something. Like, can't just let you walk in here and nothing happen. You gotta shake a leg in here with somebody. And he just didn't give his best fight. Didn't want to make things worse or more uncomfortable. He felt more vulnerable in that situation. And yes, I assume that women go through that maybe even more through men because just of the prowess, like, of the physical attributes of men and then women. I assume that, yes. But I assume that anybody on the planet is fully aware of that.
Of something, their instincts are firing off like crazy, like,
And especially
like,
when you're in a work environment.
exactly. But it's just like danger, danger, danger. But you suppress those instincts. You suppress them because you don't want to seem impolite. You don't want to. You don't want to call attention to something that might not be a thing.
You don't do that.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
And you're terrified, but you don't know how to act. You just don't know how to act in this moment. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like if I do act and I get hysterical.
That's called being vulnerable. Humans in general, we all go through that. That's where the understanding part has to come in. The brief clipper. Look at Melyssa. Dolled the fuck up too. Looking good.
Will that make it worse? Will that mean that somebody covers my mouth and then it just goes all to hell?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was one of those moments where I literally, like, terror on my face, didn't know what to do. And literally, cameraman or grip.
So now 10 people, nobody realized they was making her uncomfortable. Like, these must have been seriously just wild. And like, not one gentleman. And she might not understand it right now or read it like that, but this makes black dudes from the hood look like sad. Like, and it's really not even like that. I've been in situations where girls have really went out their way to put themselves in compromising position. And 10 niggas is way too many niggas to be in the room for some wild shit to happen. In fact, I venture to say that if a bitch is fucking around with hood niggas, they be more younger, understanding life. And yeah, some wild shit can happen to you. But think about how much we hear about that shit happen at, like, parties with mad football players or some shit, or basketball players, than we do happening with at a music video. So I feel like in this moment where we needed a detail where this shit should be exposed, because this is not shit that you want to happen. So in the same token where you might be shining these gentlemen in a particular light, you also not helping another black woman that might end up in the same kind of fucking situation.
Walks in the room and notices, which was amazing that he could even notice, but he noticed that I just was like sitting there like my chihuahua, big eyes, SOS. And he was like, hey Mel, I think they need you on set. Let me take you. And that was it. That diffused the situation and got me out.
And these same 10 dudes, this hood dudes with the entourage, rap guys, let this random dude come in there, just some random a grip dude, just some random shit to just random motherfucker that's putting up lights in there or whatever the fuck, right? Come in like, yo, what's up, you? And those sharks stop circling like, oh shit, like. But maybe it'll be more detail to it. Let's see, because, you know.
Out of a situation that I felt like I was in peril.
Wow.
Peril. Google, what is the definition of peril?
Peril.
Exposures to the risk of being injured, destroyed, or lost. Danger. Fire put the city in peril. Something that imperils or endangers. Okay.
You know,
that makes me wonder how many women were in those situations, and
those were treacherous times.
yeah,
it was the wild, wild west. There was no rules. There was no boundary. There was no HR. Who are you calling?
Yeah.
Who are you complaining to?
That's it. There's no more work then, right? Because you're
Exactly,
problematic, right?
Exactly. And a lot of times women, you know, they made decisions based on need. You know, rather than I feel empowered by this decision.
Yeah.
And I hear shots there because you firing at other black women. They did this. I didn't do this. Yeah, I was in the same position. Because you got past that, you got rescued right there. Let's go.
No.
It's a part I need y'all to hear.
Why would they have waited to make these claims and to file these suits? And
this is the part, and I'm not just skipping through because, like, y'all hear her talk, and you can go watch it yourself. Like I said, I'm not going to get out of bounds here.
Going through accusation. I feel like there's a whole group of our people that were like pillars in the culture that are just like
titans of the industry
knocked down one after another after another. And I don't know.
You know, we get asked a lot about believing victims, you know.
Yeah.
And, well, why would they have waited? Why would they have waited to make these claims and to file these suits and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And it's a conversation. It's a question I am extremely uncomfortable with. It is not for me to answer. It's not for you to answer. It's not
For anybody except the victim to answer.
Yeah, it's not our story. You know what I'm saying? But
I just imagine there's all types of reasons why women don't speak up right away.
listen, I will say this, that I
I'm
think
letting
that anybody
this
that
go
comes
through.
forward, whether it was 5 minutes ago, 5 days ago, 5 weeks ago, 5 years ago, or
So, I often tell people like, yo, right? The moment you start isolating yourself to particular groups, like say even like, and this might sound crazy to some of y'all, but I promise you, just by the way things are going with the world, it will move in this particular direction, all right? So every group has some kind of movement. Sometimes as a woman, you can look at yourself as a woman a lot, but if you look at yourself as a human, maybe you say, well, humans do lie. Men, women, children, everybody lies, right? Is that correct? So that's a correct statement when I'm saying everybody lies. So we gotta first start with being comfortable with admitting to ourselves that like, yo, we can start looking at things the moment we hear it until we get real information or facts. Not our own facts or opinions, facts. We could take the side based off the character, situation, actions, all that other shit on whether or not we could have opinions about whether we think a person might be telling the truth or lying, and nobody should be uncomfortable with questioning anybody. Because we talk about being in peril. Angie asked her, watch the interview. It's Angie Martinez. The guy that came and got you out the room, did you ever... She said, oh, you know, never, I never seen him again, never. You felt like you was in peril. I've been secretly sending him flowers every year since. You felt like you was in peril. Some people might question your character on, yo, you had a person do that for you and forgot, just moved on and went on, and we need to judge you as a person with character or morality. But as humans, what the fuck are we voting for if we gonna sit here and say we can't trust nobody and ain't nobody fair? Because if you believe that somebody that did something to you should face justice, then it will be brave of you to speak up. Because how many times you gotta watch something and see somebody say, hey, I wish I would have spoke up because he wouldn't have been able to do this, or she wouldn't have been able to do this. As humans, don't we kind of reward bravery, the martyr? Because we spend our whole life learning about people that was willing to stand in front of everybody else and take the bullets or stand in the fight. You know, maybe I'm bugging.
Or 20 years ago, I commend you. You're brave because every experience that I've had has not been on the up and up, you know, and they've been with, there's one that I can think of in particular. I don't have the bandwidth, the strength to deal with the onslaught of what I have seen victims go through to put myself in that position. That is why
Wow.
So she answered the same question twice, kind of, right? The situation, Angie asked her. She's the first situation with the 10 sharks. Now she, yo, you know, yeah, didn't say different. There is one situation where she said one, they're not different.
Tip my hat to them.
I've never heard anybody admit that or say that out loud.
You know,
Wow.
I'm very brave these days, and I give myself
I'm
a lot
very
of credit
brave
for
these
being
days.
brave to say things that people think to themselves but would never ever utter the words. You know, and I have said this to people. You know, that there's been experiences that I probably could have filed suit on, but I'm never going to do it because I can't deal with the repercussions of it. I can't, and I won't.
So I can't deal with the repercussions of it. I can't and I won't. But in the sentence before that, saying I feel like I'm brave because I just told you nothing. I told you a story about 10 dudes just circling me, and the dude coming to rescue me, and they checked back in with him. Then I told you a story about something happening to me, but I can't give you no detail at all about what happened to me because I'm brave, but I will take no repercussions, no backlash to expose somebody that might do it again to somebody that's just like me. Because somebody got to say it. I'm not saying that she's wrong, but that's the wrong state of mind. And this why it sounds like almost gibberish, where you could pick it apart like that. Man or woman, we need strong people. That's willing to stand up and be like, nah, this shit ain't right, gang. Something wrong with this. It can't be this way. Hey, man.